Do you think Scoggins blew up another facility and people
Yeah,
just knew about it?
somehow he survived that one, despite being the most killable crew member. He somehow survived it once.
He starts telling a monologue. It was me and a bunch of 7 people. And I left the gas burning downstairs and it blew up.
You think
And we
water's
were-
fast? You should see gas.
Then water. And we were in this hold for 7 days, but only one of us came out. Wait, what?
It moves like the sun's made of it.
Wait, did you say 7 left and only 1 survived? Yeah.
Don't worry about it. First, we gotta seal off this vent.
And then he winks at Sam Jackson. Those are both Wendigos. Now, one of my favorite thing about looking at these credits is, like, I love just surfing through here and looking at all these people's experience and the different random jobs, and it kind of reminded me being on set. Like, just what I liked is sometimes you're on set with somebody, and you're just sitting there chatting, and guys like, yeah, I was there in '87. I worked Ernest Goes to Camp, and we used to drop Jim Varney off on Fridays and pick him up on Sundays, and he'd go hiking all weekend. Like, it's just cool the wealth of knowledge you can get being on these sets. So it brought back good memories of just chatting with grumpy people while drinking coffee on film sets and learning about, Jim Varney films that filmed in North Carolina. It just brought back good memories. I dug it.
So, do you think any of the returning crew members are the same extras from the ones who left in Chapter 4 those many months ago?
Yeah, because that they probably sent the boat out and then they
Turn it around.
Brought it back. Like one day, that's a shoot right there. Just go all the way out. Wait, what did they see? I can't think of it right now. Did they show the damaged facility, or they just show a picture of the boat in the open water?
We don't see the boat and the facility in the same shot.
Oh yeah, so they sent it out and it came back. Like they just did it really quick.
Yeah.
They stole a shot.
You get like LL's point of view, but I've got the returning crew. There's 7 or 8 people on the boat, and then the ones that left, there was like 3 times that many. But none of the outfits match up, or like not perfectly. Like, there's a guy who's got like an open orange shirt and like a white t-shirt underneath it, and there is a guy who left who had an orange t-shirt on and white shorts and a white hat. So it's not exactly the same. There's a few like some are kind of similar but not close enough. So it's not like they didn't do it. They weren't lazy. That's what I'm trying to say. They didn't send it out and say, okay, back again, you 12, you just hide in the back room somewhere, we just want like 8 of you to wave. But they like changed shirts or like changed costumes as well. So it's, I like that. They wouldn't be wearing the same stuff again. So it's nuts.
That's why it's one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert, we never asked you, like, when did you first watch Deep Blue Sea? When did you fall in love with it?
Let's see. When did I first watch it? It would have been, definitely would have been just on VHS. I don't think I would have been, I don't think I saw it in the theaters. So, on VHS, and I've seen it a handful of times since, and I've been patiently waiting to come on.
You've been silently waiting is the problem. You need to be more vocal. You would have been on sooner.
No, so did the VHS tape get wore out? Did you love when Sam Jackson got scared? Like, what was your? Watching this for the first time.
I definitely remember like the Sam Jackson thing was like famous, and that's what any rewatch is like centered around that. And
did you know about it before you watched it the first time?
I think so, and I think a prominent rewatch. I think that How Did This Get Made covered it several years ago.
They did. Yeah.
A prominent rewatch for me was then.
We're annoyed at them for doing that. Okay. They've covered some great films, and they've acknowledged, like, when they covered Face Off and they covered Con Air, like, they were thinking, why are we covering this? This stuff is great. But with Deep Blue Sea, they covered it and said it was pants. So, they dropped down a few notches in all of our books that day.
Mm-hmm.
Dark day.
I was a grown man who's mature and pays his bills, but was screaming at my phone because they were complaining about Deep Blue Sea. That's how bad it got me.
Yeah. We don't speak of this.
And I have not seen this. How many sequels are there now? 2? Yeah. I haven't seen any of the sequels.
Okay, well, get hold of them soon.
And they're all fairly recent, right? Like
3 is last year, and 2 was a couple years before that, I think. Yeah.
So when you watch this, do you consider this, when you watch this, you didn't think this was so bad it's good, which is kind of the narrative towards this film. Did you think this movie's so good it's good? Did you appreciate it?
I wouldn't say it's so bad it's good. I mean, there's maybe an element of that, but it would be, I'm trying to think of a good qualifier for it. Top horror of the 90s for sure.
We'll take that.
Yes.
What's better, Ravenous or Deep Blue Sea?
Ravenous being the cannibal?
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a correct answer to this question.
It's a good contest.
Yeah, I mean, Ravenous, what am I trying to say, has more of a, not a pedigree, but like it has a very, not Oscar-ly, like it's, I mean, I know, okay, I won't say that it's better, but that's a good question.
The first person to choose the film Ravenous and Oscar-ly in the same sentence.
I love Ravenous.
The score should have been nominated. He's licking me. Oh, it's so good. Such a
love Ravenous.
Discordant score. I love it. And I think I just like movies where people or creatures are hungry. I mean, Deep Blue Sea, this Gen 2 shark eats way more than it should. And Ravenous, they're munching on people. And Jaws, they're eating people. Jaws Revenge, more eating. I think I just like hungry monster movies or just hungry people movies where people just eat a lot or there's dinner scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The Armie Hammer biopic?
Oh, man. I bet you Ravenous is his favorite film.
This show just stopped being evergreen. Oh, well.
Yeah. But no, I mean, you know, and also what kind of makes me feel bad is David Ellis has since passed, but the second unit director on this was David Ellis. And he went on to direct Snakes on a Plane with Sam Jackson. And he also did Shark Night, which, listen, there's jet skis and sharks, and there's a one-armed battle with a hammerhead shark that's pretty beautiful. He also did Cellular, which I remember thinking was okay.
Which
but then
is a film?
Final Destination 2.
Yeah,
that's the log death and the gas grill death, the explosion.
I mean, Final Destination 2 is my favorite of the franchise. A franchise that I love 80% of that franchise. 4 is terrible.
4 is bad. He directed 4. That hurt.
Oh, yeah, but 4 is easily one of the worst horror sequels I've ever seen. But 2 was my introduction to the franchise. Has some of the best deaths, some of the greatest characters. Got a lot of comedy in it. But yeah, that log truck opening is iconic. You cannot drive behind a log truck. If you see the film, you just can't. If you see one, you just have to pull over and wait. There's no other option. Doesn't matter how urgent you need to get to where you're going.
Oh, yeah. You know, I don't pass them. I just please don't kill me. This is it. I'm done. If I see a motorcycle and a cop car and someone blaring music next to me, I'm like, oh no. Oh god.
School truck with kids going, pile up. Yeah.
Wait, how do you think the sharks would do in a Final Destination sequence? Let's say a shark cheated death. What would kill these sharks in the ocean?
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe they cheated death, and then we're watching the results. It's Deep Blue Sea.
Wait, what? So the first 2 cheated death, and then they were kidnapped, and then they were. This is a long game that death is playing.
This is the prequel we need.
I mean, it would be an outlandish series of events. So again, Sharknado pops to mind. A Sharknado forms and kills one of them.
So it's all of the crew apart from Preacher and Carter and these 3 sharks. Deep Blue Sea, I'm so excited. Just this concept of bringing these 2 together. Deep Blue Sea is somehow. I can't even put the pieces together in my mind. There's too many things firing. I love it.
Okay, so they're transporting the 2 sharks, right, on a boat, and Skoggs gets a premonition, right?
Okay.
And Skoggs, like, hey man, I feel like there's a submarine underneath us. And then they stop the boat, and then the submarine goes by, and they all live. And then they bring the sharks there. They start working, and death just plans from there. That's a long play, though.
I mean, I'm here for it.
Wait, what if the crew that stays at the Aquatica, the boat no, they come back, so they can't die. Like the other boat wipes out, and they should have been on that boat.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
I mean, you think about it, death did play a pretty good role in the death of the shark in the kitchen. Like the oven comes on.
It did. That was it was a miraculous oven turning on. Yeah. And the second one, the electrocution. There's a few steps involved there. It's kind of implausible that. Well, no, it was plausible that Susan would survive, but it's a fairly elaborate death of the electrical cable from the wall. And then the third one, it's the shooting in the fin, it's the explosion, it's Carter barely getting out alive. That's the thing. Carter is not his time. He probably should have been killed by that explosion, but he survived because it's not his time.
Whoa. He's next.
He's next.
Oh, man.
What did the bird do to deserve
Well, the bird was with Preacher when they were going out there with the sharks.
Okay.
Imagine that scene where a submarine or whatever, a megalodon, hits their boat, and then they all just die one by one in a horrible scene. And then Scoggins gets the premonition back.
Scoggins remembers the order they die.
Scoggins would not remember the order. That's why he doesn't even tell people. Because he tries, and they're like, don't scog me.
You left the gate open. We're not going to listen to you.
Yeah. And during that trip, they ran out of gas because Scoggins forgot to put gas in the boat. So no one was really wanting to listen to him and didn't take his premonition seriously.
So I feel like this is a chapter. I have to end the final session conversation. I'm sorry. I feel like this is the chapter people have been looking forward to because we get to the song. We get to the LL Cool J Hat is Like a Shark's Fin, Deepest Bluest song. It's playing over the credits. There's 3 songs playing over the credits, which I was surprised by. We have that one. We have Chantel Jones covering I Can See Clearly Now. Sorry, destroying I Can See Clearly Now. This is the only song I can find by Chantel Jones. I can find nothing about her online. I think she recorded this and then just faded from existence. And then there's another LL Cool J song of Say What, which not on YouTube, not on Apple Music, cannot find that anywhere, in the UK at least. It might be available elsewhere. But if you want to listen to Say What, you can listen to bits of it in the credits of BBC, but it's not even in the right order. They chop and change the song up a little bit.
Exclusively on.
Yeah, and I think it's on the soundtrack, but I don't know the soundtrack.
Chantel Jones might just be a pitched up LL Cool J.
I mean, I hope that it is.
So it's just all LL Cool J.
He was the music supervisor on this
he
album.
Was. That's how he got the job, as doing the end credits song.
And I gotta tell you, this song, right? I've been listening to it for almost 22 years now? 21 and a half years?
Yep.
And it
non-stop.
Every time. So I listen to it, I love it, I enjoyed it. But when he says, where does he go? Where's the part
any of the lyrics?
No, because listen, you can feel him sweating while performing this because he's really stretching. But when he goes, I ate your ancestors, and then they go, the ocean is haunted. It just, I don't want to dunk on this song. I don't. But when
you
takes me
can't.
out of it. It takes, because this is a 4-minute song when you play it all the way through. It's quite long. It gets, he says deepest bluest something like 35 times in this song, and it's just, but when he says, I ate your ancestors, the ocean is haunted, and then he goes, underwater storms, your blood is so warm, your life vest is off, and that turns me on. It's any song that says sod scum and like a lack of a vest turning the person on and the ocean is haunted, I mean, that's a great song.
When he's singing, your blood is so warm, your life vest is off, and that turns me on, he is singing from the perspective of a shark. This is the thing.
Yeah.
Throughout this song, he is a shark. He is an animorph who can turn into a shark. It happens in the video. He turns back again. We then have cameos from most of the cast. Michael Rappaport has his final line of the film in the music video. You see that guy? That guy's real creepy. Like, okay, thanks, Scoggins. That's a rap on Rappaport. But I love this song. He says Deepest Bluest Has Like a Shark's Fin 29 times. I just counted. 29.
So my favorite lyric has got to be struggling to flow with hemorrhages in your throat. Get in the lap dance while I smash through your boat.
When he sings Hemorrhages in Your Throat, he puts in this big, like, coughing hairball noise as well. That is fantastic.
So is that... I thought he was referring to himself getting a lap dance, but I guess he's talking about someone that he's attacking.
Yeah, he's the shark. He's interrupting the lap dance.
Right.
Yeah.
So did a lap dance happen at the beginning with the college kids?
Not really. There's some stand-up dancing.
Okay.
some
I thought-
stand-up dancing.
As opposed, I'm not a dancer. I don't know the terms.